Hello and welcome to Galata Plus. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Pushkar Gayathri's Vikram Vedha with Saif Ali Khan and Hrithik Roshan. Now, the latter half of the title belongs to the gangster played by Hrithik Roshan in one of his best performances. In the Tamil original, Vijay Sethupathi plays this character, and he played this character in his customarily casual fashion. What Hrithik brings is a scruffy beard, tons of star power, and a genuine touch of madness. The film has a line that you can make out from the eyes whether someone is good or bad. Hrithik's eyes tells us he's both, and the demented quality in his gaze is due to the good in him battling with the bad in him. Even before we set eyes on this character, and it's a while into the movie before he swaggers in, this man is something of a legend. Cops speak in awe about his exploits, and when news gets around that he has surfaced, it feels like Satan himself has emerged from his underground lair. Now, any self-respecting masala movie would pit a god against this demon, and indeed the character playing the first half of the title does come across like a savior. Saif Ali Khan is intensity personified. You can feel the knots in his stomach and the bigger knots in his very clever brain. He's an encounter cop, but he's also able to sleep guiltlessly because he's convinced that the men he's pumping bullets into are bad men who deserve to die. But slowly the paint starts peeling away. Rather, the color of his teeth undergo a change from white indicating his purity to darker shades. He now knows that it isn't a clear-cut line between good and evil. The notion that trigger-happy cops and gangsters are but two sides of the same coin is not new. Michael Mann's Heat is a brilliant exploration of how a cop who thinks he is doing good may be more messed up than the gangster. But Pushkar Gayathri have decided to tell their story through the prism of the Vikram Vedha folklore, the legend, hence the title. The film opens with an animated stretch, and in this animated stretch, we see the king Vikramaditya, whose back the Vedha latches onto, the ghost. The creature begins to narrate stories that have a moral conundrum at the end. There's always a moral question at the end. Much later, in a shot in a jeep, Vedha, who's in the back seat, quite literally appears to be on the back of Vikram, who is doing the driving. And boy, does this Vedha tell some stories. Structurally speaking, this is a terrific idea. Each one of Veda's stories is used to launch a flashback, and in addition to reshaping Vikram's notions of morality, each one of these stories, they provide clues to understand what Vedha is up to and why. Now, as characters, I didn't buy a second of Vikram or Vedha, and that's fine. They are more constructs or conceits designed to propel the narrative along the lines of the Vikram Vedha folktale. But I wish the directors had used this remake opportunity to fix some of the issues in the original. Agreed that they might have bugged only me, but I wished some of these had been addressed. For example, Vikram is presented to us as a scarily upright man, and yet his unpleasant learnings about himself don't lead to any internal hand-wringing like, say, Arjuna in the Mahabharata before the start of the big war. Vikram's wife, played by Radhika Apte, could have been better built up. At least her conflict of interest in representing Vedha could have been addressed better. A character who's excessively interested in money remains as underwritten as in the earlier film, and the big face-off at the end seems more like a cool shot than good and evil at a point of confusion, because by then Vikram and Vedha have bonded and become something like buddy cops out of a Hollywood movie. The first half is practically a photocopy, but the second half becomes bigger, the second half becomes massier, and hence there's actual juice being extracted from the pulpy premise. The Alcoholia song is great fun on the big screen, and an action block just after the interval is superbly choreographed. They've wisely retained Sam C.S.'s theme music, and thanks to cinematographer P.S. Vinod, there isn't one uninteresting frame in this narrative set in Lucknow and Kanpur. Seen as just an action movie, Vikram Vedha is cleverer than the ones we usually get. But like the Tamil original, the moral angles in the story, they make you want more than just shootouts and solutions from simple clues, but the stars do their job and their shine rubs off on the film. The pleasures of Vikram Vedha lie on the surface, and sometimes when done smartly, that's quite enough. So that's it for Vikram Vedha. If you like this review, do subscribe to Galata Plus, and see you soon at the movies.